Happy Monday, families! It's Mrs. Ellis here, and guess what? It's my favorite time of the day, math time. And I don't know about you, but I got on my A&T colors with my gold hoodie, my navy sweatshirt on top, gold and navy, A&T, let's go! I hope you guys have on your school colors as well. A&T, I can't wait to see pictures coming in today of you guys wearing your blue and gold, showing your work, okay? Well, before we get started on math today, you need to make sure that you have a paper and some pencils ready so you can show your work. Go ahead and take about 15 seconds to gather those things so you can get started. Once you have your paper and pencil, just give me a thumbs up. Seeing some thumbs up. All right, let's get started. So, we started working on tape diagrams, and I know you guys watched my video a couple weeks ago about how to make a tape diagram. Well, today we're going to use that strategy to help us figure out what we know in our story problem and what we need to figure out. Then we're going to go ahead and solve it. Sound good? Awesome. So, let me start by reading this problem to you. Miss Miller gave out 12 stickers, and Miss Schwartz gave out 13. How many stickers did they give out? Well, the first thing we need to do is draw a tape diagram. Go ahead, use your pencil on your paper, draw a tape diagram. You can watch me. I drew a rectangle, split it in half, then split this part in half. Awesome. We know that this top part is the total, and these down here are the parts. Great. That's supposed to be a P. So now, let me go ahead and read that problem again and fill in what we know. Miss Miller gave out 12 stickers, and Miss Schwartz gave out 13. Well, what's one fact that we know from the story? Yeah, Miss Miller gave out 12 stickers. Well, is that a part, or is that the total altogether? Yeah, that's just the part. So I'm going to go ahead and write the number 12 in here because that's just one of the parts. And then I can even write Miss M. All right. What's something else that we know from this story? I heard all those FAMU friends saying, Miss Schwartz gave out 13. That's true. Miss Schwartz gave out 13, and that's our other part. So I can go ahead and label this Miss S. All right. So it looks like if we have both parts, that means we need to figure out the total. Go ahead and write your question mark inside the total box because that tells us that we're looking for the total. Great. So remember, when we have two parts, how do we find the total? You got it. We always have to add the parts together to find the total. So I should add 12 plus 13. I didn't draw my circles inside because these are really big numbers and it would take way too long for me to draw circles. So I'm going to go ahead and draw these using 10s and 1s. Ooh, or I can even start from the bigger number and count on. Maybe I'll use that strategy. I'm going to start with 13. Well, I'm going to keep 13 in my brain. And then I'm going to draw 12. 10, 11, 12. Now let me count on. 13 plus 10 is 23, 24, 25. So that means 12 plus 13 equals 25. 25 is our missing total. If that strategy is too hard, we can go ahead and just draw 10s, 13, 12, and count 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You don't need to do both of these, whichever one is easiest for you. We can't forget our number sentence. So we have our tape diagram where we figured out that we had our two parts. We were missing our total. Then we used a strategy to help us figure out what the missing total is. And we wrote that number sentence right here. How many stickers did they give out? Now let me go ahead and write my answer sentence. They gave out 25 stickers. Bam. I have my tape diagram, representation, number sentence, and my answer sentence. If you got all of that, say, oh yeah, I got it. All right, let me leave that on the screen a little bit longer. I heard some people say, wait. Make sure you have a tape diagram. You don't need both of these. You can pick one representation, a number sentence, and your answer sentence. Finish copying that in 10, 9, 8. Clap along if you're done. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Awesome. So, I did that on the board. Now, I want to do a problem with you guys. All right. I have these two problems here that I need your help solving. Listen up. The first one says, let me go ahead and move this down a little bit. The first one says, together, Jaden and Drew have 31 cookies. Jaden has some cookies. Drew has 20 cookies. How many cookies does Jaden have? Let me read it one more time. Together, Jaden and Drew have 31 cookies. Jaden has some cookies. Drew has 20 cookies. How many cookies does Jaden have? So let me go ahead and draw my tape diagram. Get your pencils ready to draw it with me. Not too big. Awesome. Now, let's think about what do we know. Together, Jaden and Drew have 31. If it says together, they have 31, do we think that's our part or our total? Together, they have 31. Yeah, I heard a lot of people say, well, that probably has to be our total because it says together. That means they put them together already. So go ahead and write 31 in your total box. Just write 31 in my total box. Cool. So now let's see what else we know. And that's them together. I'm either going to label that with the word together. Jaden has some cookies. Do we know how many Jaden has? No. Drew has 20. Do we know how much Drew has? Yeah, and so the amount that Drew has to be one of the, parts. Go ahead and write Drew's here. 20, and label that J, R for Drew. And since we don't know how much Jaden has, what do you think we should put in this box? Yep, a question mark. Go ahead and put that there because we need to figure out how much does Jaden have. So that means looking at this tape diagram, we know the total and we know one of the parts. We need to figure out the missing part. Remember, if we have a total and a part, we can either subtract or count on. Well, what strategy do you want to use? Some people say subtract, some people say count on. You know what I'm going to do? I like subtraction. So you can go ahead and write the number sentence that matches this. Well, let's see. Together, Jaden and Drew had 31 cookies. So together, they had 31 cookies. Jaden has some. We don't know how many. And Drew has 20. So we need to figure out that missing number. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract to figure it out. I'm going to draw 31, 10, 20, 30, 31. And I'm going to go ahead and take away 20 because that's how much Drew had. So we can figure out how much Jaden has. He has 10, 11. So what's our missing part? How many cookies does Jaden have? Yep. 11. We have our tape diagram, our number sentence, our representation. Now we're just missing a, answer sentence. How many cookies does Jaden have? Jaden has 11 cookies. Make sure you have all of that. You need your tape diagram, your number sentence, your representation, your answer sentence. You should have that in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Make sure you have that in 1. And 0. If you're ready to move on, say, Mrs. Ellis, what are you waiting on? All right. Come on. Okay. Here's our next problem. It says, Janiyah built a block tower using 24 blocks. Then she added 37 more blocks to the tower. How many blocks are in the tower now? Let me read it one more time. Janiyah built a block tower using 24 blocks. Then she added 37 more blocks to the tower. How many blocks are in the tower now? All right. First thing we need to do is draw our, you got it, go ahead and draw your tape diagram. So we can figure out what do we know and what do we need to figure out. Janiyah built a block tower using 24 blocks. Then she added 37 more blocks to the tower. How many blocks are in the tower? Well, we know she built a tower using 24 blocks. Is that a part or is that the total? Yeah, that's how much she started with, so that's just the part. So I'm going to go ahead and add the number 24 here. And I'm going to write the word start because that's how much she started with. Then what'd she do? Yeah, she added 37 more. So is that another part or is that the total? Yeah, that's just another part. She added 37 more. So I wrote the word added because that's how many she added together. So that means we need to figure out the total. So go ahead and put your question mark. Equals. And when we have two parts, we always add. All right, let's add these up. I need to draw 24 and 37. You guys know how to do it. Go ahead and draw it with me. Draw 24, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. All right, let's count. I'm gonna count my tens first. 10. Don't forget to write how you're counting, just like me. 20, 30, 40, 50. Now let me go back and add my ones. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. How many does she have? How many blocks did she use? Yeah, she used a lot. 61 blocks. Who thinks they know what my number sentence would be? Yep. We started with 24. We added 37. We needed to figure out the answer of how many all together. And we got 61. Now we're only missing our answer sentence. How many blocks are in the tower? 61 blocks are in the tower. Let's see. Tape diagram. Say check. Representation. Check. Number sentence. Check. Answer sentence. Check. All right, Kipsters, you got it. Today, we practice making sure that we can use our tape diagrams to show and figure out what parts of our what parts of our story problems we had and what part we needed to figure out. When we have two parts, we always add them together to find the total. When we have a total and a part, we can either count on or subtract. I'm about to show you two problems that I want you to do all on your own. This is going to be your independent practice. Make sure that you're answering these questions and you need a tape diagram, a representation, a number sentence, and an answer sentence. Can't wait to see your work. Independent practice. Problem 1. Rose drew 23 pictures and Willie drew 11 pictures. How many pictures did they draw? Problem 2. Jakayla ran 15 blocks to her friend's house. Then she ran to the store. Jakayla ran for a total of 29 blocks. How many blocks did she run to the store? Don't forget to show your work. Remember, you need a tape diagram, a representation, a number sentence, and an answer sentence that answers the question. Once you have all 4 of those things, don't forget to text a picture of your work to your teachers.